Fist fights and fish fries and shootouts like one sig with 2 rounds and 1 clip. Left 2 down, that's 4 kids, but 1 lived. Left 3 dead, but 1 split. That 1 missed, that 1 snitch.
Garrett White, as for like movies and stuff like that, I have 2 names. It's kind of weird. But my industry name is Bizzy right now for audio engineering and producing slash DJing as well.
You mentioned that you were a student at LA Recording School?
Yes, I was. First I went to Musician Institute, then I really wasn't liking how that campus was, you know, and then I moved to LA Recording School, and it was just like, everything was like friendly, use-wise, the people was nice, you know, a lot of help as well, and went for audio engineering, and after that it been on forever.
I'd like to hear about a time where you were just about to give up, like right before that little nudge that kept you going.
It was a time where I was working with A$AP Rocky for the Long Live A$AP project, his album, and it was I think the 2nd year, as I was saying, when I was in school, and then I was working on this album at that time, so I was like, what to do? Should I work on a big project, or should I get, you know, my education, you know what I'm saying, in school, you know what I'm saying, should I get my BA? And it was like, that's when I like really just like fell out with LA Recording School. I'm like, hey guys, you know, I'm trying hard, but I wasn't really, you know, achieving the goal. Of course, like long nights in the studio and then morning at school didn't really work well with me.
And you kept going.
Right.
And look, you know, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously you made the right choice. Right?
How hard was it to manage both your normal life and LA from school?
It was very hard just because I'm young right now. I'm 23.
Oh.
So it was, you know, at the time it was like 18. My parents, right when I got out of high school, they was like, "You're going to college," and I was like, "No, I want to party." You know, it was like, you know, my mentality was still there at the time, and so how I was managing it, you know, I was fully not really ready for college. So it was like more time where it's like, okay, I'm out here in LA, different city where my parents is at, so it's like, okay, I need to start making money. I need to start, you know, feeding myself, you know, so now it's like I had a job. At the time, I was also working for a church doing live sound engineering, and so it was paying well and everything. Time management, it was really hard for me just because I was never like, you know, being tired, you know what I'm saying? Even if you have your coffee or your Red Bull and you just need to do your homework and you look at the paper, people like me, it's like when I look at words, it's like, okay, I'm going to sleep. You just have to give it that push, you know, because it's really going to pay off in the end.
Kind of go ahead and trail into a good other question as
right.
well. What are some of the projects you've worked on?
The last project is Oxymoron by Schoolboy Q. So we did the whole album here. A$AP Rocky, A$AP Ferg, Old Boy, the movie.
What is your brand and how did you establish it?
My brand, how I established. I was sitting at home. I started this when I was young because I was also making beats and DJing for a lot of people. And so my older sister was like, you should be a producer. And at the time, I was just like DJing. And I was like, what is a producer? I don't know what that is. And I was already being a producer, didn't even know, you know, how it come apart, you know. Nowadays, it's like being a producer and being a beat maker is like a big gap. You know what I'm saying? You really have to like work with the artists and stuff. So I started looking at producer. First producer I looked at was like Timbaland, Pharrell. And so I was like, what? I gotta be that person. I like that, you know. After that, I started, you know, really like getting into my craft more. My sister was walking by and I would think I had the headphones on making beats. And she was like, you're always busy. And then next minute, over time, my cousin was like, hey, what's up, Bizzy right now? And then I was like, that's dope. So she'll do this thing where like I had her probably for like 2 hours, and every time like she heard her voice like on the radio or somewhere out in the world, or even when she's at the club, she'd be like, oh, that's my voice. But she's seriously going like this in the bathroom for like an hour. Bizzy right now, and it was like constantly. And she was like, oh, she was so mad that like, and you could tell the anger in her voice, And then now it's like, you know, it's in like the beats of mine and stuff like that, the production of mine, and then she'll just be like, thank me later. So it's like, that's what's one of my.
Well, thank you so much again for taking time to meet us. It means a lot.
This is the love for you guys. LA Recording School.